Hi, I'm Jayashree Kurup. I'm editor CIDC Nirman. Jash, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Nice talking to you. I'm Jash Panchamia from Conceptual Advisory Services LLP, executing the Suraksha Smart City project. I represent the management of Suraksha Group.
Okay. Jash, would you like to tell us about Suraksha Smart City? What is the size of the project? You're on phase one right now. So, and what whom are you addressing as a audience?
So, Suraksha Smart City was conceptualized uh, before COVID, and the whole idea of getting into this project was the announcement of the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana scheme by the government. And this was a 362-acre parcel very close to Vasai station. uh, I can say walking distance from the station, and we saw this as a very good opportunity to build entry level homes, or you can say affordable housing. And with the government incentives coming in for such a scheme for developers as well as the customers, we saw a very good opportunity with this project.
Okay. And have you already launched the first phase of the project? Is it?
Yes, we have already launched the phase one of the project, and in fact, we are now uh, in the process of launching a few other phases as well with variety of inventories.
Okay. And will all these projects be under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana or only phase one?
No, so Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, we have got units approved across the layout, and it's totally 27,000 EWS units that we have got approved under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, and we can use it over phases or in phase one, because this phasing is more of an internal, defining the clusters, and it's got uh, nothing to do with the inventory as such.
Okay. And how many of the 27,000 units have you already launched?
We have already sold 2,344 units under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana,
Mhm.
and currently we are selling our free sale inventory for now.
Okay.
So, as per the scheme, we get as much inventory to sell under free sale as we are selling under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana.
Okay. Get it. Get it. Yes, just tell us about the prefabrication unit that you have set up and what are the technologies you're using for construction of these units?
So, the whole idea of getting into precast, when we were doing this mass development, we saw we let's say we foresaw some issues in terms of how are we going to manage the labor at site, how are we going to achieve quality, and various other questions. So precast was like the best answer to all these questions. We had the liberty to set up a factory which is in a captive format at our own site because of the space that was available to us. Uh, when you build under precast, then automatically you bring in factory controlled environment for production, which helps you in better labor management at the erection site, because it is only installation at the site. And all these factors pushed us into finalizing precast as the technology. And basically we have designed our apartments in such a way to make it conducive to our production
Okay.
under precast.
Okay. And when you set up a precast unit, what is the roughly the cost of the unit? Does that mean a large capital infusion right in the beginning before you start the project?
So as far as the cost of construction is concerned, between let's say if we compare a conventional construction method or a my one with precast, there is no significant difference in the material that is consumed when you say precast or a conventional construction, because if there is a certain design And if a certain design requires certain volume of concrete and steel that goes into it, then that will go into it. What we save on is the time, because you normally the average casting of slabs under my one is roughly 9 to 12 days depending on different projects, and whereas with precast we can achieve the same within 4 to 5 days. So
Okay.
there is a big time saving. And what else we save is the percentage of wastage that is with conventional construction, that is significantly reduced in a factory environment when you do it in precast.
Okay. Which means that you're loading the cost upfront to start the unit, the precast unit, and getting everything done, so that through the project life cycle, the costing is much less, right?
Absolutely. So the capex is definitely there, but that is a conscious call that we have made considering the volume of the project and the cost that would be incurred recovered over a period of years.
Okay. What about in terms of materials? When you use conventional technologies, do you use locally available materials? And in precast also, is there a difference in the kind of material usage?
The kind of material usage when it comes to the RCC or the finishes, I would not say there is significant difference in terms of what is used, but there are a lot of uh, precast specific materials which are reused within the factory.
Mhm.
Apart from that, the difference lies in the concrete mix designs and according which suits the requirement of the project in terms of getting the strength earlier or later. The
Mhm.
lifting strength is required for all the elements to be lifted on time for erection. So
Mhm.
those are the more kind of specifics that we get into the material. Significantly, I don't see any difference in terms of if you're going with a finish of uh, a vitrified tile or a marble or whatever you select, then that
Mhm.
does not change significantly just because you're doing precast. But there are a
Okay.
lot of things, a lot of finishing that can be achieved at the factory stockyard level, and again, that is more of a saving of time rather than any significant difference in material usage.
Okay. Okay. Let's go to another aspect of affordable housing, which is the financial viability of the project, right? Today, when you go under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, there is a certain percentage of state involvement, central involvement, and so on. And also, when you start a project like this, is it the buyer inputs that in terms of money, or do you have to raise funds to create affordable housing?
So for our project till now, we have not yet raised funds for our project till now.
Okay.
So till now, we are self-sustaining ourselves.
Mhm.
We are looking at a good volume sales which we have done, and we have kind of achieved a market leader status for the last 4 quarters in this region. But
Mhm.
obviously, having said that, whether you need to raise money or not is a very project specific call, and for the volume and the scale that we are executing, we'll surely will be exploring fundraising opportunities which we are already doing.
Okay.
And the whole fundraising thing, also the precast thing also plays a lot in terms of achieving those numbers faster.
Okay. Um, Josh, today we see that commercial and retail have already become REITs friendly. REITs are being launched. Retail has also come into the purview. It's only a matter of time before good quality residential will also find its way into REITs. Uh, when you build today, considering that we are already in the REITs era, are you building to REITs quality? And if so, what is that?
So to be honest, when we conceptualize the project or when we are even designing the new buildings or the new units. It's not REIT is not what we have in the back of our minds for now. As far as REIT is concerned, what my understanding is that 90% of the funds that are invested in REIT has to be invested in income generating assets,
Right.
and balance 10% is what flexibility the REITs have to invest in any other asset.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as that 90% investment of funds is concerned, those have to be high yielding assets for to make it lucrative for the investors.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you come to the residential segment, the rental yield ranges from 2 to 3% in
Mm.
general.
Yeah.
And and when you talk of commercial spaces, which includes offices, shops, or a retail or even warehousing, then your yields range from 6.5% right up to 9% in some
Right.
cases. So I don't know how fast in terms of REIT movement towards residential will happen. If
Mm-hmm.
it has to happen, it might be more towards housing for students or hostel kind of a setup, or more
Institutional
of
housing.
those kind of residential rather than a residential development for a first home.
Right. Okay. Okay. And when you build affordable housing, how important is it? Is the proximity to the connectivity points? You said it's very close to the Vashi station.
Versus
Uh,
station, yes.
in terms of rail, road, metro, and so on, how important is it to, especially because you have affordable units and they normally use public transport?
No, so public transport is definitely the lifeline, and
Huh?
connectivity will play a major role because uh, now, in that terms, we have ticked the right box as far as the location of our project is concerned. But for any project that becomes a decision making point, because if the public transport access is even a little distance away, then that is an additional cost for them to take either an auto or a taxi to reach the station or any other point of metro or any other public transport that is available. So it is definitely a big point for the segment of customers that we are targeting.
Okay. And especially because this is an integrated unit, what are the advantages of having affordable housing units also within an integrated township?
So the benefit, the major benefit is that when you have an affordable housing in such an township which is integrated as against standalone developments, the major advantage is that you get the community living, the gated community. Plus, you have since we have reservations for different social infrastructure like schools, hospitals, healthcare centers, and such other reservations, then all these social amenities or social infrastructure is readily available within walking distance in the gated community.
Mhm.
uh, the lifestyle amenities for an for a below 30 lakh kind of a ticket size that we are selling right now, the lifestyle amenities that we are providing is as good as any other lifestyle amenities in projects around Bombay.
Mhm.
So, for a person buying his first home or families expanding and trying to get better lifestyle, this becomes an automatic choice because they are not going to get such, being a township, the kind of amenities and the number of amenities that will come in. So, and put together with the connectivity to public transport, I think it's a no-brainer.
Okay. When you talk about affordable housing, anybody who's it's an economic classification. Even young adults who move from smaller cities to larger cities and have limited income also come in the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana category, right? Uh,
Yes.
so when you look at the kind of buyer profiles that you have, just help us understand who all have actually applied for this and why is Vashi such an important place.
So there is a big mix of people who have applied. So
Mm-hmm.
there is a lot of migrant population to the MMR that has applied. There is a lot of locals also who might be staying in rental houses in different parts of Mumbai,
Mm-hmm.
who have bought houses here. Maybe it's their first own homes, or even families that are expanding. Their
Yeah.
two brothers, and they need more space. So all kinds of people who are applying in the scheme.
Okay. And it is a healthy mix of young, old, middle, and so on.
Sorry, I missed your point.
Is it a mix of young and old, uh,
Oh yes,
and so
yes.
on?
The ages are absolutely ranging from around 25 to 30 and up to 55, 60 levels. So yeah, there's a good range of ages that people are the buyers are from.
Okay. You said the amenities are as good as any other apartment complex in the city. Would you like to spell out a few things that you provide in affordable housing units, especially because of the scale?
Yeah. So amenity wise, it's you're talking of internal amenities or the external ones.
Both, both.
So
What does a
internal
what,
wise,
what
it's
does a resident of a affordable housing complex, and this is 2,000 houses, is a very large complex. So, what does a resident look forward to? What does he get from you?
Yeah, so in terms of the house, uh, we are providing the flooring fittings, and it's a so obviously not the movable furniture. So
Right.
that is very typical of any developer, I would say.
Yeah.
But in terms of external amenities, when I say it's comparable to a good lifestyle project, we have everything that you can think of in terms of amenities, in terms of gardens, kids play areas, sports turfs, jogging tracks too, and we also have certain RGs which we are developing based on different themes, since we have divided the whole project into uh, 5 sectors which we are developing under the theme of the 5 elements of life, which is earth, fire, water, wind, that way. So even our amenities, the themes and the designs are also in conjunction with that 5 elements of life. And accordingly, so just to give you an example, we have the earth sector where we are coming up with a forest themed garden,
Mhm.
so since it is the earth sector. Now similarly, when we come up in the light sector, we will have certain amenities which will be themed according to the light element of life. So uh, we are not only so this not only helps us in designing amenities based on the theme, but it also breaks the monotony of the township, because if you make it too monotonous, then it becomes boring after a period of time. So
Right. When are you due to hand over possession?
handing over will happen phase wise, and it's going to start from the end of this year.
Okay. All the best to you. Thank you so much for speaking to
Thank you
us.
so much.